With thousands of games available to buy, one might ask, why should I play this one? My name is Kami and I'm a completionist who aims to answer that question. I play every title till the end, unlocking every achievement before I make a video. I like to showcase what a game has to offer and evaluate elements such as the design, story, visual presentation, sound, and achievements. Without further ado, let's begin. Hotline Miami is a 2012 indie game developed by Dennerton Games. It's a fast-paced, high-octane top-down shooter. It's the first commercial title released by the developers, and somehow, they managed to make one of the most memorable indie games ever made. At its core, the game is about going on rampages, killing enemy NPCs on each floor of a building. Players are given the choice to take on enemies with melee or ranged weapons, allowing for experimentation when clearing out each floor. Enemies come in small variety, with them being armed with melee weapons, firearms, or having a required method of execution. Death is instant for both the player and the enemies, making combat intense and keeping the player on their toes. The best part is the almost instant replayability after death. Once the player dies, one button press gets you back into the game ready to try again. This ability to try again instantly reinforces the high-octane nature, and it causes you to lose track of how long you've been playing. The game is designed with a score attack system. Each action provides points which grants the player a rank at the end of the level. This can be for throwing weapons, opening doors on enemies, executing them on the ground, or killing them in quick succession. This system, paired with the random selection of weapons to choose, allows for tons of replayability and encourages the player to beat their personal best score. Having a one-hit kill system creates a parallel experience of anxiety and thrills. This certainly can be a double-edged sword when one mistake can cost the player, but the levels can be completed within 5 minutes, so it never feels that major progress is lost. Hotline Miami takes a unique approach in its story's tone. It asks the player to question their actions after a session of mass murder. Presented by an unreliable narrator, silent protagonist Jacket is prompted and questioned about his actions throughout the game. The use of the unreliable narrator makes the story a fun puzzle to decipher, with different accounts to believe in. The plotline regarding 50 blessings is interesting, and I feel it's a great reward to discover after collecting all the secret letters. Having the story delivered before and after every level is a great way to maintain the pace, while seeing Jacket's perception slowly crumble. I do feel that despite the world being set in alternative history, the first title doesn't really expand upon the lore, and it relies on the sequel to give it far more context and meaning. Visually, this game looks perfect. The retrowave callback to the 80s setting looks awesome. The UI is colorful and eye-popping. The minimal UI is appreciated, but I do love when the scores pop up after performing each execution. It's a great way to visually encourage the player to participate in the score attack system. The cutscenes are okay, they're just text with scripted moments to convey the story, but they do them well enough. The visual highlights are the animations when killing NPCs. Every ground execution is brutal and violent, conveying a chaotic approach to Jacket's rampages. Apart from the visual presentation, easily the most memorable part of this game is the electric soundtrack. Every song hypes you up to kill everything. Each of the tracks fits the retrowave aesthetic, with the synths present throughout each song. The sound does an excellent job at complementing the neon visuals to immerse the player. The sound effects feel crunchy, especially when performing ground executions. Whilst it's easy to miss with all the chaos, every sound feels appropriate and in place. For me personally, I believe this game borders on the tough but fair difficulty design. It forced me to get good, which I always enjoy doing. I think at times I did get frustrated when hit detection didn't connect or throwing items just didn't work like I wanted. I feel conflicted about the score attack system because it forced me to play a certain way, which limited the freedom to my approach. In order to achieve A+ ranking, I believe you need to hit a point threshold, but that can only be achieved by playing risky and doing tons of ground executions. This in turn didn't let me rampage the way I wanted, but the most optimized way in order to get a high score. The game's achievements were pretty doable. The only real challenge in my opinion is getting that A+ ranking for every level, but I do have a general outline which almost guarantees success. The combo achievements are best approached with the Zac mask, which allows for a longer combo window. There's achievements for getting a 4, 6, and 8 combo, which will likely be unlocked earlier. To achieve a 10 and 12 streak, my strategy was to use the knight, since I had the fastest animation, and then to just gun it. I did this during chapter 10, where I ran through the floor without stopping. I got this by luck, but it's pretty easy to bounce a weapon by throwing it. Just make sure to isolate the enemy first. This can be done by pressing the spacebar with a pistol equipped to a downed enemy. The easiest way to down one is to throw a weapon at them. I got this by accident, but the best way is to throw your weapon at 2 enemies close to each other. You'll probably get this sooner than you think, but if you're a super Chad, then go to the mission with the biker fight and die to him as you'll respawn quickly. For this achievement, you'll need to grind out levels until you've unlocked every weapon. Many weapons are randomly available to use, depending if you've unlocked them or not, but some are level specific. Make sure to get a kill at least once with all of these weapons. The baton is available in level 13, the briefcase is available in the prelude, the crowbar is available in level 5, the fire axe is available in level 6, the frying pan is available in level 5, the pot is available in level 2, however these count as 2 weapons, the pot with water and the pot without. The trophy is available in the final jacket level. You'll get this sooner than you think. This is obtained over time. I recommend you try grinding out level 11 and 13. I recommend grinding out level 5 or 10 since you can get other achievements too. I also recommend using the Ted mask since dogs won't attack you. You'll get this over time after grinding levels out. I recommend using the Tony mask to beat this level since it allows you to perform bare-handed kills. You'll get this over time. Just make sure to throw any weapon you pick up. There's a ton of masks available to collect, so I only detail these ones and not ones that are score related. Earl can be found in chapter 2, Jones can be found in chapter 5, Carl can be found in chapter 8, Jake can be found in chapter 10, Richter can be found in chapter 13, Charlie can be found in chapter 16, Phil can be found in chapter 19, 2 separate masks can be found in chapter 19, depending on which ending you choose. Make sure to pick up every gun and get a kill with it. None are level specific, however, you'll need to get the Richter mask to use the silenced Uzi. I went back to level 5 and got a brick. It definitely took some tries to line this up, but I managed to get this throw which got me the achievement. To get an A+, you must meet a points threshold. My general strategy was to use the Carl mask to perform ground executions, which nets you more points. You get boldness points for running in front of armed guards. If you throw your weapon, then perform a ground execution, you'll get far more points. I generally didn't struggle much except for level 13. That took a lot of trial and error. For the biker levels, make sure to get a high combo, otherwise you won't meet the threshold. Make sure to get a ground execution with a weapon at least once. Don't forget the pull Q and broken Q are 2 different weapons. The pot and pot with water are also 2 different weapons. You don't need to beat a level, but at least start a level with each mask. Once a mask is selected, restart it and use a different mask. You first need to unlock the Nigel mask. I recommend abusing the lock-on mechanic and being highly cautious to beat a level with this mask on. I went to level 5 and got a brick. It definitely took some tries, but I managed to line up this throw. You'll get this naturally after beating level 19 without the password. You'll get this after completing Jacket's story. Jones can be found in level 5 using the crowbar before entering the car. The puzzle pieces can be found using the Rasmus mask. I recommend checking the guide linked below for the exact locations. After all puzzle pieces have been collected, the password is "I was born in the USA." After unlocking the Brandon mask, start the final level and kill the 2 panthers. In Chapter 6, you can obtain a fire axe. With the axe in your possession, kill the enemy sitting on the toilet. To get this ending, enter the password at the computer and speak to the 2 people in the sewer to get the alternative ending. I really enjoyed this game. It's a great challenge that pushed me to conquer it. The visual aesthetic is really appealing and the soundtrack is absolutely a banger. Every song on there easily. If you're looking for a simple yet challenging game with easy achievements and just a fun time, definitely give Hotline Miami a go.